Now we need to move on to your college experience, like you were talking about earlier. You said we're going to get into that later. So we want to dive into that. You went to Oklahoma Baptist. If correct, yes. I believe, I know we've talked, for people who are wondering, me and Pablo have known each other for quite a while. Actually, Mac's known Pablo as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sort of a friend of ours. And when we've talked before, you said that you went to Oklahoma Baptist and then you transferred or something like that later on. And you also played some PDL during your college
Yes.
experience. So for a lot of people wondering about that college experience, could you just describe that, the different teams you played on, and how you had to balance everything?
Yes. So after we signed, I got this invite. I played the tryouts. I got invited to, and he got the scholarship. So they send you a I-20 for those that there want to come here. You receive the I-20 with your scholarship, everything that the college will charge you, and everything that they're not gonna charge you. Um, so when I got to Oklahoma Baptist, I was like, oh, I got to the city that didn't have much to do. I think the highlight of my weekend, I think I told Leo, was like going to Walmart. I was dressed up.
I'm experiencing that right now.
Yes, there is, and everything that we did was in on campus. But the thing is, for me, it was great. I mean, you're American, so you're used to everything that you're seeing right now. But for me, coming from Brazil, everything was different, and the language was different, and the food was different, people were different. So for me, it was a very learning experience. So I didn't have time or didn't care about what's going on outside of the college because I had too much to do. I had too much to learn. I had to learn English in 6 months to actually start in college because I took the ESL classes. ESL is English second language. I still need to take some of the classes, but now I'm okay. uh, so it was interesting because every game that we played, the announcer will be from Brazil, number two, and you say their name. Number three from Brazil. We had nine Brazilians
Really?
Wow.
Quick
as
question then.
starters.
Did your coach recruit all of them from that camp that he had?
No, but some.
Okay.
Some of them.
Yeah, but there are a lot of like from different states and different places, and we had nine. So it was the first time the college went to the nationals. So we went to Daytona Beach, and yeah, it was a very fun experience. And but I knew that my first year will be great there, but my second year, when everything that I have seen and I have learned, so I need to move on. And so when we finished the season, I started talking to people, and I started talking to a college in California, and I talked to the coach, and he was Fresno Pacific. I talked to the coach, and he said, "Pablo, I'm so sorry. I really want to try to take you here, but for me, it's kind of hard because we don't have a lot of scholarship available right now." It's like, okay, no problem. So I contacted another college, Azusa Pacific. It was, it's like, uh, a little south from Fresno Pacific. And I said, "Coach, do you remember me? We played against when I was playing for Oklahoma Baptist, and that game was 4-2, and I scored the two."
Mm.
And he goes, "Oh, of course I remember, Pablo. And I think you're one of the best strikers that I haven't seen, blah, blah, blah." And send that email. So I got that email forwarded to the coach at Fresno Pacific. Let's see if he see me different now. So I forwarded the email to the guys. "No, Pablo, now we have scholarship. We're gonna fight." We don't have, we're gonna do some, we're gonna
Wow.
sell something, we're gonna make some, I don't know. So scholarship just start appearing from out of the blue. But yeah, so it was good because I went there, and when I got there, he was the coach of the Fresno Pacific, the college, and he was also the coach of Fresno Fuego, which was the PDL of the city. And they play in a baseball stadium that could hold like 5,000-6,000 people. Like everybody followed. and in order to see how much they followed, Fresno Fuego now it's a USL team.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how much they care and how much they love that team. He carried it on. But at that time it was a PDL, and it was great because I could play and not lose my eligibility. And while everybody else would go home and I'll stay there, I'll be working and I'll be playing for Fresno Fuego. And eventually the coach of the Fresno Pacific was replaced, and another coach came. And that coach had a company that he hired me to work with. So, and during my summertime, I was working the morning, afternoon, and I was practicing or playing at night. So it was a great scenario. And eventually I'll get so tired to work the next day after a game, And one time the lunchtime, everybody went to eat lunch, and I kind of like put my head down on the table and fell asleep.
At the lunch table?
Yes. Everybody left to go to work, and they left me there.
No.
So what?
The coach boss, and also my boss came in and like, Pablo, why are you sleeping? Like, sorry, coach, I was so tired. I didn't even see it. And he went outside and started screaming at everybody, not at me. I was like, oh, what happened here? So later on, I found out, like, okay, he was sleeping, but nobody woke him up. So why you guys didn't wake him up? You're kidding me, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, like, the guy's like, oh, I know, but, Pablo, I think he probably is tired. So they treat me as a athlete. They will go to games. So it was like a very nice relationship. It wasn't something like, it wasn't malicious at all. They just wanted me to rest, But and it was a great year because and we had a great team too, like some Brazilian players that played with me, and Chivas from MLS at the time. Now they folded. Went there and they lost 3-1 to our team. That's how good it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen actually some well, like, it wouldn't be like Chivas because they folded, but some Liga MX teams have actually gone and played some NPSL or USL2 teams and stuff like that, and it's like a really big event. I saw that there was a team in I think it was Indiana that I saw did that. I was so surprised, but I guess that happens more often than I thought.
No, yeah, but you talk about USL. We were PDL.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, that was, and we played against Galaxy, against Donovan.
Wow,
really?
San Jose will go there. So it was like very, very good. And then when we played Galaxy, Donovan was on the team, and after a radio went to interview him, he goes like, "Yeah, very nice to come here. We're experienced. We're in preseason. But I really like the number 9, the tall guy."
No way, he said that about you.
He said that on the
Landon
radio.
said that.
And that's what everything started. But if everything that we talk about funny story, let's tell one about that one. So when I got the team, when switched from my coach to the other coach, which that's the coach I will play and work for later on, he didn't know me. So when I got there, tall guy, he goes, "Oh, that will be my defender." So first practice, he played me as a defender. I was like, interesting. And I didn't say anything. And probably was one of my first learning in life. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna practice. For sure, I tackle everyone. They'll try to go past me just so he never put me there again. But I didn't say anything to him. And eventually he started to understand. But I understood why he did that at first, because he didn't know me, and there was a guy that was playing up top, the number 9, called Maradona.
Diego?
Diego.
His nickname was Maradona. He was a lefty guy, very skillful.
What a nickname.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be complaining if I had that nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Pele.
Well, Yeah, but so you have an idea. He has that name because he played like him, very skillful, very score a lot of goals. So when I came here, tall guy, a little discoordinated, he thought was like, oh, that's gonna be my number three. Gonna play as a defender. So at the beginning it was like that, like, okay, not sure about Pablo and stuff, and so I was like, no worries, and that's why that was my first um, lesson was because if I fought with them and say something in the first practice, nothing after that would had happened.
Yep.
So and then that's what they're gonna understand. First, you absorb. First, you see it. First, you deserve the respect, and then you ask for it. Not like all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my first lesson that nobody knew me, nobody saw me play, and there's no way of asking for respect if I never actually deserved it. So I first let's do something. So at the games went on, and every time that Maradona went to play, he scored a goal. I was like, okay, when he put me on, I'm gonna score a goal too. So he put me on, score a goal. So one goal for Maradona, one goal for Pele.
We've given him the name.
Yeah.
One goal for Pablo. And then the second game, he goes, oh man, he's starting him again. So if I get in, I have to score more than him. So Maradona will score a goal, I'll get him the go and score 2 goals. The next game, he didn't put me. I was like, okay, now Maradona not gonna score and I'm gonna score. That's exactly what happened. He didn't score, he put me on and score. And from that point on, I never got off he always put me and started me. And eventually Maradona never went to practice anymore because he probably understood that, okay, I think it's time for me to go because Pablo's gonna be playing over me and he's not gonna accept to be on the bench. So he didn't go. So but that the first lesson was if I said something in front at the beginning, that wouldn't have happened, and I will kind of cut short my opportunities that I had. So yeah. I end up playing, scoring, I think 21 goals. I was the MVP and the Golden Boot of the year, and that's what got me a lot of attention. So at the time, MLS teams, they didn't have a lot of assistant coach that would travel. So normally, like, head coaches would go watch your games back in the days. Now they have scouters. Now they have assistant coach that travels. But back in the days was straight head coach. And one time, the head coach went to watch my game, and we were in the semifinal. Was Fernando Pacific. I don't remember the other team. It was like very hot on a Saturday morning. I was playing okay, but my friend came to me probably like in the 20th minute of the game. He goes, Pablo, do you know there's a MLS coach came to watch you play? I was like, oh, there is? Yeah, no, there is. He came, actually, the head coach came to watch you. I was like, oh. And I was joke with Leo, and I go like here. Put like, okay, I need to put like
People don't understand how much that haunts me now. Every time me and Pablo would ever play, well, what it's called, futebol in Brazil, but it's like soccer, volleyball, foot volley is sort of what it is. Every single time I play Pablo, if I start winning, he just cranks up a knob in his chest. I don't even know how it works, and I don't win. Like, it's guaranteed. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I kind of like, okay, I need to start doing better, push more. And then I start running, tackle people, and I scored the winning goal. So after match, he came to talk to me, and the field was a little bit away from the college. So we actually walked back together, and he was explaining how much he liked me and how much he wanted me to play for him. But we're in a conversation. That was at the end of the year, I think November, December, and I kind of like accepted he sent me an offer, but I kind of like couldn't do it at that time because I was going to school, and I promised my parents that I actually would not leave school. And for the opportunity and the
Love
offer
that commitment.
yes, for the opportunity and the you know the offer they sent me, I was like, no, it's not worth it to go yet.